the signing of the $55 million loan agreement with the Saudi Fund for Development for the upgrading of the North Eleuthera Airport. Deputy Prime Minister and Minister of Tourism, Investments and Aviation, the Honorable I. Chester Cooper, remarked on the agreement as a step forward for travel to and from the Bahamas.
This is a fantastic day for North Eleuthera. Today marks a milestone not only for residents of Eleuthera, but for the entire Bahamas. Today's signing ceremony represents, as you've heard, the formalization of this $55 million facility on favorable terms, 2.5% interest rate, 25 years to repay. And get this, no payment for 5 years. In March of 2023, our administration, as you've heard, embarked upon our Family Island Airport Renaissance project. This far-reaching project is what we promised in our Blueprint for Change. And we will continue to work towards achieving these ends through partners internationally and locally, public and private. We're building a world-class facility. We're going to have the capability of accommodating 400 passengers a time in your departure lounge. Plus, there's going to be significant retail opportunities. The upgraded airport will continue to attract international airlift to North Eleuthera. And I want you to know that this is appreciated by all of Eleuthera, including Harbour Island and Spanish Wells, growing touristic hubs for our country. These projects reflect our commitment to ensure that every Bahamian, regardless of where they live, benefit from modern, reliable airport infrastructure. We are indeed building for the future.
For more tourism updates, visit Tourism Today or Bahamas.com. I'm Michael Miller, and this is Tourism Today.
Bahamas, are you ready? Keep the vibe alive. Music group, along with Alpha Sounds, present the best of the best. Rake and Scrape Explosion Reloaded. This is the biggest one-day all-Bahamian concert of the year. Featuring KB, D-Mac, Abby, Mama D, Fan Sean, Shine 242, The Falcon, and more. Mark your calendars. It's going down November the 2nd at Super Club Races Ground. Tickets now available at BahamasEtickets.com or both Beauty Shack location. General admission $60. VIP, Skybox, and Skypods also available. For more info, call 394-0819 or email keepthevibealive242@gmail.com. Experience the magic once again with more legends for one night only. Come party with us November 2nd at Best of the Best. Rake and Scrape Explosion Reloaded.
Get the glow, keeping you in the know, keeping you in the know. God, it's good enough to eat, that is good to grow. It's good enough to eat, that is good to grow.
With tongues wagging following the long-awaited cannabis parliamentary debate, President of Green Alternative Investment Cooperative Terry Miller's excited to witness the bill's potential benefits.
GAIN is looking forward to having licenses in the industry. Of course, we know that several of those licenses are going to require partnerships with international organizations, maybe even down to security, because a specific type of security and transportation, how it is transported, how it is properly secured, growing, particularly in the greenhouse environment where the whole system has to be computerized.
The bills will legalize cannabis for religious purposes by allowing organizations to use it as a sacrament after obtaining a license. It also sets a regime that would oversee all aspects of medical cannabis regulation by including rules for handling and storing cannabis, managing medical dispensaries, and monitoring and evaluating the regime. Miller expresses, however, that the cooperative has its eyes set on taking advantage of all medicinal plants here in the Bahamas.
We want to look at the properties of these medicinal plants individually, look at the active ingredients, because there are certain plants for male enhancement plants, especially plants for flus and colds and a variety of ailments that we use traditionally.
He adds that they'll also conduct research on developing more things.
want to look at research on products, on developing new products. You know, this is a even though we are late in the game, it is still a new industry, and opportunities is vast. So research and development is still going to be a very high up on the ladder, and we want to be a part of that.
Keeping you in the know with Good to Grow, I'm Leah Cooper.
Junkanoo seed money definitely in the news this week. Who's talking about it now? The details straight ahead.
Plus, the Ministry of Tourism assisting small businesses. It's competition time, so stay close.
And Marie Davis says it's buckets for climate change. Sounds interesting.
And in sports, the Bahama Bowl is back, baby.
The Bahamas Tonight Access Now starts now.
Good evening, I'm Marcellus Hall.
And I'm LaDawn Davis. Welcome to the Bahamas Tonight Access Now.
And looking lovely as always, LaDawn, I may add.
Thank you.
Before we get to any of that, though, let's dive right into the news. Junkanooers are pleading for more funds ahead of upcoming Junkanoo parades, arguing that times are hard and supplies are far more expensive. They're raising an eyebrow on the recipients of that seed money as well. Devontae Hanna took the time out to speak to some of them and file this report.
Leader of the Body of Christ Crusaders Junkanoo Group, Kimsley Ferguson, is calling for an increase in government seed funding, noting the cost of living has outpaced the amount Junkanoo Groups received.
What we were capable of achieving with $15,000, we can no longer achieve that. And so if big groups can get to the tune of $50,000, $60,000, it's a start.
According to the Ministry of Culture, groups in the A Division receive $30,000, groups in the B Division receive $15,000, D and F Division groups receive $1,500 and $2,000 respectively.
There are a number of groups, particularly I want to speak to the Body of Christ Crusaders that I coordinate, that are very, very, very challenged with funding. And so if there's additional monies, like Barabbas indicated the other night, we would like to get our portion.
Ferguson's plea came in response to the Valley Boys under the leadership of Trevor Davis receiving $30,000 seed funding, even though JCNP rules state they are ineligible of competing in the upcoming parade season as an A Division group. He believes the Minister of Culture's decision was influenced by other factors.
The government seems to be able to conveniently find funding at their women fancy, where when they speak of the out of the other side of their mouth, the government appears to be break. And so for persons that are not meeting the criteria for Junkanoo parades, so to speak, based on who you are, these days it appears as if you can get what it is that you're requesting.
Despite the outcry, the Valley Boys in a statement revealed they remain resolute in preparing for the upcoming parade season. Dion Miller, president of the JCNP, though, remains unfazed and is echoing the same of Ferguson.
If you want a public opinion, I believe every Junkanoo group should receive $250,000. A group, $100,000 for the B group, and so forth.
The Valley Boys, led by Brian Adderley, will represent the group in the A Division. For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Devontae Hanna.
The Deputy Prime Minister calls it the Bahamian Shark Tank, and the Tourism Development Corporation has now launched the second phase of its venture pitch competition for 2 other family islands. West Calix Forbes has the details.
The venture pitch competition was launched by the Bahamas TDC earlier this year and has already covered Grand Bahama, Exuma, and New Providence. And now Abaco and Bimini will have the opportunity to pitch their businesses.
We are proud to announce today that the competition moves to the islands of Abaco and Bimini. The 50-50 Venture Pitch Competition is a program that encourages the participation of upcoming or existing micro businesses within the tourism sector to present their business models for professional scrutiny and consideration for prizes that include funding and very valuable industry training and mentorship.
When it comes to training and mentorship, the DPM shares that Abaconian and Bibonites should expect development of entrepreneurial skills, increased touristic opportunities, specifically for tours and excursion businesses, and many, many more.
The important and useful training is for all participants, as the 2-week training curriculum will be conducted by the University of the Bahamas and will cover introduction to business, finance, marketing, the use of technology, including AI, to construct business plans, visual presentations, and social media management. You would be able to consider winning this pitch competition an endorsement, which would get you certainly in the doors at an accelerated pace with some of our other counterparts who provide funding and entrepreneurial support.
First place winner is expected to receive up to $10,000, second place winner $8,000, and third place winner will receive up to $6,000. For the Bahamas Tonight, Access Now, I'm Wes Calix Forbes.
Thanks, Wes. Well, the American Medical Women's Association and Global CSR have partnered with the Disaster Risk Management to donate buckets filled with essential items. This initiative also now aims to support women and children affected by disasters in some of the country's most vulnerable areas. 1,000. Okay.
And the blanket and all the items this time we came up together is going to help women and girls in low socioeconomic status to be able to protect them from climate change impacts, such as pollution, such as disease, and all the climate change crisis impact had the most impact on women and girls. So that's why we dedicated to helping them and supporting them with very practical solutions that they can benefit directly.
Now, 1,250 buckets containing a safety mat, a thermometer, hug pillow, and soap were all donated. These buckets will be kept at various shelters and distributed in times of crisis, as explained by Alexander Storr, who's the chairman of Disaster Risk Management Authority.
The buckets, as you see, the contents are geared towards women and children. And so we've decided that in times of disaster, once we have women and children within the shelters, the buckets will be distributed amongst them to help and make their stay more pleasant.
And still to come, our guest is live in studio waiting to bedazzle some Crocs. So keep it locked.
Hey, Mom, can you look after Kaylee?
Sorry, I'll be out for a while dealing with my home and car insurance.
What? You know there's a newer way, right?
A new way?
Where have you been? Look, go to newerinsurance.com, log in, get your quote, buy your insurance, done. You can even use it to manage your claim.
Oh? By the way, it's not newer. It's N-U-A. Where's she been?
Do it anyway with NUA Insurance Agents and Brokers.
Hey, it's your honorary pump attendant back again with another episode on the do's and don'ts at the service station. Let's go. What you ain't gonna do is just pull up to any dispenser and put the nozzle inside your car without reading the signs. Because if you put the wrong fuel inside your car and the car mess up, you could be mad at us, all right? And then you have to walk or catch bus for about 3 to 18 months. What you're supposed to do is read the signs. We place signs all over the dispenser to tell you which fuel is which. Because you put the wrong one in your car, say bop, and you could be mad at us. You could be, oh, what happened to my car? No, it's you who ain't read. It say diesel, diesel, one word, diesel. You got up, and you mad at us. Read, that's all you have to do.
Experience the difference with BTC's fixed services. Whether you're working from home or enjoying family time, BTC ensures you're always in touch with the people and moments that count. BTC isn't just a service, it's a lifestyle. Stay connected, stay inspired, and live your best life. BTC.
And right now you're looking at a live shot of Fort Charlotte near downtown New Providence. Lots of history there.
That was such a great shot there, Marcellus. And the last edition of WealthWise Leno Corporate Services gives us a closer look at trust funds. Tonight, we'll explore how setting financial goals can lead to better decisions and a more secure future.
In today's fast-paced world, managing money can often feel overwhelming, but one key to staying on top of your finances is setting clear and achievable financial goals. Cleora Farquharson, Leno VP of Business Development and Client Relations, shared why having a roadmap can make all the difference.
When you don't have clear financial goals, you run the risk of spending out of control. And also, too, I find that clients that don't have financial goals, they get themselves into a cycle of debt.
So whether it's cutting back on unnecessary expenses or choosing to save instead of spend, having goals make those choices easier and more rewarding.
A budget is the foundation or cornerstone to financial success. It's a simple document that shows you what you have coming in, that's income, and what you have going out. When you're equipped with this information, you better be able to track your expenses and then identify any savings that can go towards your financial goals. The second thing that you would need to do is to build an emergency fund. At the end of the day, financial emergency will arise, whether it's a medical emergency or a death in your family. What I would recommend for you to do is, if you have current debt loads, what you need to do is to set a plan to pay down all of those debt. Fourth thing, you need a proper financial retirement plan.
So, be smart about your financial goals and follow the SMART goal-setting framework.
First and foremost, S, specific. Your financial goal needs to be specific and not vague. Don't make a statement like, I want to be rich. What you need to say is, at the age of 65, I want to accumulate at least $500,000. M, it should be measurable. If your financial goal is to get out of debt, you need to break that down. A, achievable. At the end of the day, your financial goal must be realistic. R, it must be relatable. To thine own self be true. Make sure that your financial goals are relatable to you and not someone else. T, it must be time bound. What you need to do is to put a time frame around your financial goals so that it makes you accountable.
For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Devontae Ham.
Well, in an effort to curb the rising number of traffic fatalities, police on the island of Eleuthera holding a joint speed check operation. The settlement of Lower Bogue saw a bit more action than normal earlier today when officers of the Traffic Division, Eleuthera and New Providence, cited a number of drivers who were exceeding the speed limit. This exercise was done to bring about awareness to the amount of speed-related serious and fatal accidents. Besides speed, drivers there were also cited for other offenses. Speed thrills, but it also kills. We'll leave you with that thought. Going to turn things over now to LaDawn Davis, who has Clementra McCoy from Four Queens Bedazzled.
Marcellus, let me tell you, the comfortable footwear known as Crocs has been making waves in the fashion world for years now and has become quite popular among kids and persons in the medical field. Well, tonight we're going to get a good lesson on how to design them. Joining us tonight in studio is owner of the Four Bedazzles, that's Clementra McCoy. Clementra, welcome to the Bahamas Tonight Access Now.
Thank you.
So tell us, I know you have a popular family background. You're related to the late Simpson Penn. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yes, so the late Captain Simpson Penn was my grandfather, and persons would know him from the Boys Brigade, as well as at that time, the Boys Industrial School, which has been renamed after him. So, yes, I have a legacy.
So talk us a little bit about sewing and designing. I know you have a passion for that. Where did all of that come from?
So I like to work with my hands. I love Christmas. As a matter of fact, in October, I'm going to start decorating. But it came from just wanting to save money and wanting to utilize my just design skills. So apart from loving Christmas and wanting to decorate, like you said, Crocs are the most comfortable wear there are, but I think that they're so ugly.
Oh, wow.
Because they're boxy. And so my goal in 2022 was to try and find a way to just make them look a little bit more blinged out.
Jazzy. Yeah.
Jazzy, correct. And I have a saw in Tennessee who actually gave me the idea when she was going to Boulay. And she said, Clem, maybe, you know, do something with the Crocs. And I started researching it, and I saw someone in the U.S. had done it, and I started going on, looking at it. And 2 years later, here we are.
So tell us, I know you said 2 years later, so talk to us about how has business been so far? Who have you been able to target? Kids, persons in the medical field? Who have you been able to target?
So all. We know that Crocs belong to the teenage years, right? That group of kids. But we have adults who also wear them. Of course, I have from the sorority line.
Oh, yes,
so I have AKAs who've gotten theirs done, Deltas who've gotten theirs, and of course from Zeta Phi Beta sorority. This is actually a Crocs that would have been done for a nurse, and if you can see here, it says cute nurse. And what we do is we ask you, what is it that you want? We make your vision come to life. If you look at my daughter's shoes, she has on a pair of Barbie Crocs, booked and busy. So it just depends on what the customer wants. They tell us their vision and we make it come to life. And we do the exact same thing for what we call the Chuck Taylors.
What have you seen the most of, and what have the, I guess, parents been saying that they want for their kids?
Not necessarily parents, but just in general, themes. So for example, it's a learning curve for me too, because I didn't know about rod wave. I still don't really know much about rod wave, but I had to learn because there was a client who wanted their Crocs done in rod wave. Apparently this is a famous singer or whomever. And I went on, researched who he was, the look, and we came up with a rod wave pair of Crocs. And the thing about the Crocs is that you're not gonna see another one like it because it's your vision, it's what you want. So once we do it, you're not gonna see a replica. Okay. So it says La Dawn in Z5B or whatever your name in Zeta Land is, then that's going to be unique to you. But it's going to be unique to you. And that is the beauty of the Crocs. So you're now taking them, like I said, from blah to bling or bedazzled.
All right, so I'm going to let you give us a little demonstration on how we can actually design our Crocs. I was trying to get Marcellus in on this. Marcellus, I'm sure you're watching to see how we're going to design the Crocs. So tell us, give us your tips on how you make it bedazzled.
So what we've already done, and Adassa usually helps me, is we've already prepped the shoe in terms of sanding it, getting rid of all the debris, cleaning it and everything. So it looks, that's how it looks in its raw form, okay? And you're going to put on a pair of gloves. Put on your gloves, and once you have on your gloves, because the glue is industrial strength, because once you put on the gems and the writing and everything, you don't want anything falling off. And, got it?
I'm getting it. I think I'm getting it.
Oh gosh, one finger.
Yeah.
So while the Dawn does that, you can, once we start with the vision, there's a lot of prep work. For example, on this shoe here, this is my name in Zeta Land, Blue Symphony. So my actual name is on here, along with some of the musical symbols, and some of the Zeta symbols as well. So, let's just say this person wants a pink theme. We have all variations of pink here. We actually have some letters, we have a flower, and we have what is called a picker.
And pink is the breast cancer awareness too.
Correct.
So, so that's awesome.
So we
I'm
have...
gonna take this off. I don't think this is working for me. But you can still show me. Go ahead.
So what you're gonna do, here you go. You're going to just put a little bit of glue on, anywhere, not a lot. So you're just gonna use your syringe. Okay, spread on your glue. Okay, and once you spread it on, you're going to pull it back so that you have no wastage.
All right.
And then you're going to use your picker. So use the tip of your picker.
This one?
Right.
And right here.
And you're going to just go ahead. You see how I got that up? Now, I usually... Correct.
Oh, cool.
Correct.
How cool this is.
So I usually have a little drawing already out, especially if the customer already tells me what they want.
Look, you guys, I did it.
So you have one on, but imagine doing all of that.
Oh, wow.
And some persons actually want the gibbets that would have their initials, so you can clip those in. I usually glue those on. I don't adhere to where these holes are, depending on where the design is. So you'd clip that in. Right, turn it around. And you just continue to let the creativity flow. So, for example, when you look at this, there's, there's a lot going on here. So one foot is actually blue, the other foot is actually pink.
Turn it this way so that they could see.
Okay.
Have a good look at the
So one blue foot, one pink foot. But this is all obviously a healthcare worker. So she has all of the stethoscope, the ambulance, and of course we have the patches of the nurse. And we have our blue theme here with the pearls, our pink here and our blue here. But the main theme here is in a gold motif. So you have a lot going on, but at the end of the day, when she walks around,
she's bedazzled.
She's bedazzled, and there's nobody else. And she wanted hers to say cute nurse. And that's and so each of the letters as well, depending on what you want, we're able to spell out the names using the letters, or we can go ahead and print them and then put them on the shoe as well.
Clementia, it's so great to have you joining us here in the Bahamas Tonight Access Now, and all the best to you in your business. Thank you so much.
Yes.
We still have more news to come, but Marcellus Hall has a look at what's coming up in sports. Marcellus?
Coming up in sports for tonight, the Bahamas Bowl makes its return to New Providence after a year apart. We'll tell you all about it just ahead in sports.
Your center for savings this September? It can only be Super Value and Quality Supermarkets. Best Value Whole Kernel Corn, 15-ounce, 99 cents. Cardinal Evaporated Milk, 14-ounce, 119. Pretty Lady Seedless Grapes, $3.99 per pound. Panama Raw Shrimp, $31.40, 1 pound, $5.99. Baby Back Ribs, $3.39 per pound. Remember to save this September at Super Value and Quality Supermarkets.
Bulk up your business and communication with parents, students, and staff in seconds with a live business bulk SMS messaging. This is the perfect tool to keep you connected and easily send important updates, event reminders, and emergency alerts. Keep your campus informed and connected with bulk SMS messaging from a live business. The right choice for fast, reliable communication. For more information, contact the experts.
Well, welcome to your ZNS Total Sports Check, everybody. I'm Marcellus Hall. College football fans rejoice because the Bahamas Bowl is back. After a year away from New Providence, it has made its return. The official report coming yesterday that the Bahamas Bowl makes its return here to those shores, and certainly great news for college football fans as they look forward to that event, which will actually take place early next year at the 2020-25, early January. So looking forward to seeing exactly what's going to happen there. As y'all know, we'll have that full story for you coming up a little bit later on. Now, moving on to some other news as Jonquel Jones and the New York Liberty back in action, trying to bounce back from a loss and doing just that, going up against the Washington Mystics. This one would be just what the doctor ordered. 87-71 ends up being your final score. Jonquel, pretty good night for her, played 24 minutes, finished up with 11 points, 5 rebounds, also had 5 assists on the evening. Pretty solid outing for her. They have one more game left on the regular season, and then it's time to gear up for the playoffs. They are one of the favorites to go ahead and win the WNBA title. We'll see if that happens, but of course, they still have to get by the rest of the regular season and the playoffs and see if that indeed does take place. Government League Basketball Championship set to begin tonight. That's going to be at the Donald Davis Gym. Police Crime Stoppers, they take on the Nassau Flight Service Ballers. That's going to be game 1 of their best-of-7 series. Game time is set for 8 p.m. And that's your check on sports for you here tonight. Of course, we do have our weather report just ahead of us. Stay with us.
Health is the greatest gift.
That's where we come in. Bahamas Medical and Surgical Supplies is a premier distributor of medical equipment, as well as medical and surgical consumables. Our engineers are always on hand, providing top care service that saves lives. We carry a wide selection of over-the-counter and prescription items, IV fluids, and other injections. Our products are state-of-the-art, and our entire team stays on top of cutting-edge technology. With more than 2 decades of dedicated service, Bahamas Medical and Surgical Supplies continues to be a trendsetter and innovator in healthcare. We have set ourselves apart by truly caring for our customers. We understand the intricacies of healthcare, and we produce spectacular results. We cherish our partnerships and nurture our friendships as we continue on our quest to help everyone maintain that wonderful gift of good health. Find us on 95th Terrace, Centerville, and now located in the Lucaya Shopping Center of Freeport, Grand Bahama.
Back to school, back to football, and back to super value and quality supermarkets for great savings like Chef Boyardee spaghetti and meatballs, 14.5 ounces, $169. Pickwell tomato paste, 6 ounces, $109. Weston canola oil, 48 ounces, $4.99. Sweet Gala apples, 3 for $1. Beef short ribs, $2.59 per pound. Remember to save this September at super value and quality supermarkets.
This public service announcement is brought to you by the Communications section of the Ministry of Education and Technical and Vocational Training. Mathematics is a subject that for many comes with anxieties. A recent 10-year review of the results of the GLAT indicates a national underachievement in math. To improve the teaching and learning of math throughout the country, the Ministry of Education and Technical and Vocational Training recently signed an agreement with Sapphire Education and Communication Development Services, a Bahamian math consultancy firm. The firm will conduct a study over 1 year to discover the root of the challenges and to find necessary solutions. Every child deserves the best opportunities to excel. This public service announcement was brought to you by the Communications section of the Ministry of Education and Technical and Vocational Training.
It is time for our Access weather forecast and our live weather radar showing that pocket of rain showers and thunderstorms which move across the capital. Well, that's all moving towards the east and across the Eleuthera area. Outside of our studios, cloudy skies, temperature at 81 degrees, the relative humidity 85%. We have easterly winds at 3 miles per hour. Barometric pressure 1,012.3 millibars. That is 29.89 inches. And your temperatures around the islands this evening, 82 degrees in Marshall, Babaco, Green Tool Key, and also in Freeport, Grand Bahama. The Berry Islands 85, Allenstown, Bimini at 87, 84 degrees in Hopper Island, Rock Island, Eleuthera 82, Fresh Creek, Central Andros 81 degrees. We pick up some 84s in Kemps Bay, South Andros, and Black Point, Exuma, Allenstown, Cat Island, San Salvador, and Rum Key at 83 degrees. Georgetown, Exuma 85 degrees. 84 in Ragged Island, Clarence, Long Island, Crooked Island, Betsy Bay, and Acklands, Matthew Town, Nagua 87, and the Turks and Caicos Islands at 85 degrees. Your boating forecast tonight is brought to you by a live business where you're always protected during the worst storms. So on the northwest and central islands through Friday, light and variable winds, flat seas, high tide 8:47 this evening, another high tide at 9:15 tomorrow morning. And for the southeast, Bahamas through Friday, southeasterly winds 10 to 15 knots to the wave heights through the fall feet. That's going to do it for your boating forecast. Time now for your international temperatures, and they are brought to you by Royal Star Assurance. Going to do it for your international temperatures, brought to you by Royal Star Assurance. But we take you right into the tropics. We still have the remnants of Gordon, which we anticipate will intensify again to tropical storm on Saturday, moving towards the north, so no problem with us here in the Bahamas. Satellite pictures showing lots of moisture associated with a mid to upper level trough, and that will continue to fire pockets of showers again tomorrow in the northwest and central islands. Rather cloudy tonight. Low temperature around 81 degrees. And tomorrow, the cloudy conditions will continue with widely separated thunderstorms, particularly in the early morning and early afternoon hours with a high temperature of 90 degrees. Extended weather forecast, wet stuff was out right into Saturday. Sunday seems to be our best day. Get some more showers on Monday, but the skies will open up on Tuesday of next week. Hold on.
All right, thanks, Pastor. Well, there is a silver lining out there somewhere to let on.
Yes, and perhaps it's our social media segment. Here's Matea Cunningham with a look at what's trending.
Welcome to Let's Talk Socials. If you're all about the hottest trends and the freshest updates in the social media scene, you're in the right spot. Today, we're diving into the buzz around Instagram Threads. So, what's the deal with Threads? It's Instagram's brand new text-based app that's giving Twitter, now X, a run for its money. Think of it as your go-to for sharing quick thoughts, updates, and conversations with a closer circle. Here's the social tea. Threads is all about connecting on a personal level, moving beyond Instagram's usual photos and videos. Have you spotted those new text posts in a rounded box on Instagram lately? That's Threads making its debut. Who's the mind behind Threads? Is it Instagram? Perhaps Facebook? You may be wondering since you've probably seen them on both platforms. Well, it's Meta, the company that owns Facebook, Instagram, and WhatsApp. And who knows, maybe we'll see Threads creatively integrated into WhatsApp pretty soon. While Instagram Threads is making waves, let's talk users and influencers. Are they going to jump ship for Threads, for those genuine interactions, or are they sticking with the main Instagram platform for its massive reach and beloved digital scrapbook feel? Can Threads become a powerhouse for building audiences, or will it fizzle out and die, like our beloved fallen apps, Kik, Tumblr, and MySpace? Will it become the next version of popular apps like TikTok? We want your take. Hit up our polls on Instagram at ZNS Digital and let us know what you think. Is Threads the next big thing for influencer engagement, or is it just another additional to the social media mix? I'm Matea Cunningham, and that's a wrap on Let's Talk Socials. Thanks for tuning in. Catch you next time.
All right, pretty cool. All I know about thread is when you use a needle and that kind of stuff.
Do you know how to do it?
Thread or thread?
Threading the needle.
No, I don't know how to do that. So that's a wrap for us, LaDawn.
Yes, Marcel is another one in the history books.
All right, stay tuned for the rundown. Clint Watson, that's coming up next. Good night, everybody.